This is TWiT.
I just put a story in there that one of my reporters at Protocol wrote. Just a little push. Lizzie Lawrence wrote about an email program called Gated. I don't know if you've heard of it, but how it works is if someone wants to email you, they have to donate to charity in order to get into your inbox. So the idea is to shift the onus, because like at this point, spammers can spam us. They can send us email, and we have to go through and delete it. Sometimes our spam filter works, sometimes it doesn't. But basically, like the onus is on us, not on the spammer. So like this is a new program that would be like, if you really want access to me, you have to pay. And she interviewed a couple experts on like how they felt about that. Like just the idea that, you would like, it seems a little bit elitist and kind of a little bit like Calendly, like the idea around Calendly. There was like a little bit of an uproar because it's like, oh, well, yeah, if you want access to me, you have to like, do this. So it didn't have money. But so, yeah, I thought it was an interesting thing to discuss because I am not as annoyed by spam as I used to be. It's just sort of a like delete. Like I know what I'm going to keep and what I'm not. And I don't know that I would use this, but curious if any of you would.
Can you whitelist people? Like if I want to whitelist like my mom, so my mom doesn't have to give a quarter every time she wants.
You can actually whitelist anyone. Like, yeah, your mom has to pay extra.
Oh, sorry, Mom.
Can you actually force someone to pay extra? That's my next question. That's my follow-up question. Also, where is the gated version of Gated where people have to just directly pay me? Like it just goes right into my Zelle. And it's a quarter every time someone wants to email me. I just get a quarter. Like, just please email me and pay for the privilege of being in my inbox. That's what I'll deal with it, whatever, spammers, whatever, fine. Just pay it directly just cut me a check. That's the charity I need.
Well, she actually talked to
Esther Dyson, who was like,
the AE Foundation. They're like, what's this for? Oh, it'll go to a good cause.
Very small, goes to a good cause. Some very thin dogs that are very needy, that have a lot of food needs. If I have Italian greyhounds, they're thin by default. That's how they are. They were born that way.
But it's your time. Like your time is worth money.
It's my time.
Like it should be.
Yeah.
Like that's what she talked to Esther Dyson, who's like invested in email programs like this before, and said like you should not feel bad about like asking people to pay for your time. It's like being, asking to be paid to write for free or do anything for free. There should be.
Pay me a quarter to read your email. That's what there you go. 10 cents, whatever it is, just do that. Like that's what I'm all about that system. Just deposit it right into my bank account. That seems good.
If you wanted to mail me back in the 90s or the 80s, you had to put a dime. You had to buy a stamp. So this is like your stamp.
Yeah, it's a stamp for email. Yeah, it's basically a stamp for email. But capitalism gets it, not the government.
Right. Well, the tagline for this service is noise canceling headphones for email. I like that because I could do with a little noise canceling on my email as well. I mean, same with you, Megan. When it comes to spam in my inbox, I guess we've been living with spam for however many years at this point, 20 plus years. At this point, I just I don't even really think about it. I just kind of like batch delete and move on. I don't know. I realize I probably shouldn't have to do that, but I mean, it's not that difficult either. So, I don't know that I would use this. I'd be curious to see what kind of impact it would have on people who I actually want to hear from. But I guess you can set that all up, so it probably wouldn't impact them very much.
I'd like it more for phone calls and texts because that's what's really annoying. Because I'm like, a text, and I'll go and I'll look at that because I'm assuming it's from someone I know, and it's instead like, Viagra. Oh wow, from Germany. Let's see what
that must be
European Viagra.
I want $10 every time someone robocalls me about my car's extended warranty. That's just fast track me to $10 per phone call. Thank you. That's what I need. We should all get it. We all deserve it for putting up with these robocalls for so long. We have earned that money for answering these ridiculous calls about our car's extended warranty.
Well, touching on what you just mentioned.
That's super interesting, Megan. That's like really interesting. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, Ashley, just so you know, that is actually the #1 complaint by consumers, and there is action in the FCC to somehow stop these robocalls for
somehow
for these warranties. Yeah, the warranty scam, as they write.
Infuriating.
In Car and Driver, but
also, how many people? How many people? No. Yeah, see, I was Roberto. Oh no, Roberto. How many people are they actually sweeping up in this dragnet? Because that's my question. Because I'm like, whomst among us is out there going, you know what? I need you're so right. I had not thought about my car's extended warranty, and it is coming to an end. Like, who is that? Because not even my grandpa, who is in his 80s, is like, oh, my car's extended warranty, of course. Like, he's like, no, this is clearly ridiculous. Like, how many people could possibly be falling for this every year? I don't know. How is it so lucrative? Why is it so prevalent?